What up, y'all? Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. So first off, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you to everybody, man. Like, be honest with you, when I wake up and I turn on my YouTube and I see the comments and everything, it's just reinforcement of the, I mean, I'm doing good. I got my job, I got my second job, and I'm doing this. I kind of fell off for a second. Ain't really falling off. I'm just trying to get adapted to my new schedule. I work Domino's, sometimes till 2 in the morning. Then I work delivering newspapers, sometimes till like 8, 9 in the morning. So I mean, like, you know, just trying to adapt to the new schedule and everything. But I want to thank each and every one of you for helping me, for supporting me, for being there with your comments, man. Like it really does. It helps me, because like at the end of the day, I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, like, I'd say I feel lonely, and I guess that's really what it is. But at the end of the day, though, too, like, I mean, I feel successful too and whatnot. It's kind of what today's card is about, is being successful. But like, I just, I know I need to apply more to this, and I know that that I can do it. You know what I mean? And I was just trying to get used to my schedule. It looks like I got about an hour or so of downtime almost daily, so I should be able to get back into doing my tarot cards, which is what we're about to do. But I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you guys so much, man. I greatly appreciate you. And thank you from God, universe, and Source, you know, your spiritual team, your ancestors, you guys, your guardians. They all want to say thank you, right, for taking the time out of your day to hear what Spirit has to say. So thank you very much. Now, today we have the Emperor, okay? So, and I really want to focus on this, right? Because it says, I can achieve my ambitions by my self-discipline. That's what I've been living in right now. I mean, like, I feel like personally, you know, not to get down on myself, but personally, I feel like I should be more disciplined, because I should have been showing up here more, 2:13 on the clock. I should be showing up here more, and I want to, and I will, but this has really been like, there's been several times, right, where like I felt down and out. There's been several times where, like, especially in the beginning, where I thought like I couldn't make it, you know what I mean? Like, even right now, I mean, like, because I just recently started, I'm waiting for my paycheck, you know, from this one, and I get my paycheck from the other one on Friday, you know, but there's been several times where I'm like, man, I just had that paycheck, you know what I mean? And it'll get there, and everything will be solid, and I'll be able to make it until then. But, you know, it's a human thing to be nervous, right? But that I think maybe that's kind of what this is about, is like, see, my discipline, to me, my discipline, sorry about that, y'all. My discipline has kind of been my faith, you know what I mean? My discipline has been just knowing that it's gonna work, and that everything's gonna work out, and everything's gonna be fine. You know, it's been just knowing that God has my back, and that I would have never made it this far or gotten this far had it not been for God and my relationship with, you know. But this is, like I said, this is the Emperor, right? So I mean, like, this ain't the Hierophant, but I mean, like, this is big cheese energy, right? Start off with, this is a fire card, which means power. The answer to any question you might have right now is yes. It's Aries, ruled by Mars, and this is a root chakra card. It says fatherhood, authority, structured, a dominating male, practically experienced, and powerful, discipline, and focus. And so, like, see, like, I want to kind of fault myself for, like, you know, like I say, not being on, what you call it? Sorry, notification came across. I want to thank you guys for, you know, for being supportive and everything, because, like I said, I want to get down on myself for not being on here every day. I was putting out seven videos a day, and, well, 8. To include me being homeless in my Jeep, but you know, I had to pick up the other job, and I mean, I'm doing good. Domino's, man, I'm making close to $200 a day, That's between that's only between my credit card tips and my my mileage. That ain't got nothing to do with my hourly. So really, my tips make me double what my nighttime job of delivering newspapers does, and I ain't even including the hourly yet. So it's as if I work 3 jobs, you know what I mean, even though I only work 2. Like, it's pretty solid. And so in a lot of ways, like fatherhood, I need to focus more on getting my channel going and whatnot. I had a comment from a subscriber saying that that he was trying to get his YouTube thing going, and I'm imagining he probably feels a little down on himself too. And like I told him, I'll tell you, for me, whenever I've fallen off of YouTube, it's usually about 5 months. And that's to tell anybody that's trying to start a YouTube channel. It's about 5 months, at least for myself. Yours might be shorter, yours might be longer, I don't know. But the point of it is that this whole 5 month gap, that's what it takes for me anyways, to reel back, to get something going, you know what I mean, where I have an idea of the position that, you know, that I'm trying to move myself into, and or an idea for my content. Seems about 5 months, and it's not like I get on the woe is me. It's just I just run out of, or I have ran out of steam in the past. Luckily, you know, this gap right here has only been just a little bit because I'm trying to adapt to a schedule. But fatherhood for me is me birthing this channel. Fatherhood for me is me birthing this new lifestyle, this new life. You know what I mean? Authority, structured, a dominating male. Well, currently I don't have a management job. I had one before in the past, so I know what authority is. I know how to be authoritative and structured. I mean, like, your authority, like, anyway, if you're a good manager or a good boss, your authority is based off of being structured. Your authority is based off of that, you know, knowing what's going on and standing in that. Like I said earlier today, to somebody, I said, truth is always the right answer. Like, in other words, if you stand in truth, it don't matter who tries to say what, who tries to knock you, who tries to do anything. It doesn't matter. You're standing in your truth. You know what I mean? Like, so they can say and run at the mouth whatever they want to. The answer is still, this is my truth. This is what it is. You know what I mean? You like it, you don't like it, whatever. Toodles, you know. And to me, like I say, truth has always been that. And so, like, so in reality, as far as being disciplined, I would say that, and it takes some discipline at first until you turn it into a lifestyle, to be in your truth, right? To be 10 toes down on what's right. You know what I mean? I always try to be 10 toes down on what's right. I always try to be 10 toes down on the truth. There's been a couple of times where, like, see, that's my thing. Like, if you come at me saying that I'm wrong about something, I could be wrong about something. That's fine, but I'm still standing 10 toes down on what it is that I think truth is, what it is that I believe. And so if you come at me saying that that something ain't right, you know, number one, I've disciplined. I've learned to be man enough to admit when I'm wrong. But you know, or if you knew me personally, you would know that whenever you come to me and say, hey, Jerry, you're wrong about something, I'm not bullshitting. I'm not standing in this position because I want to, or because, well, I mean, I want to, right? But I'm not standing in this position because I came up with some made up shit and I want people to believe. I'm standing in this position because I'm standing on my truth. And so I could be wrong, right? And it takes an adult, as opposed to manning up, I'll say it takes an adult to admit that you're wrong. But the key, or the key important part is that I'm not standing on it because I've made it up. I'm standing on it because it's what I believe in. You know what I mean? That's what I believe at the time, and I, you know, and so dominating male. Well, that's kind of part of the reason why I'm bringing that up, is because there's been several times where I've probably been overbearing and where I'm sure I've been dominating in standing in my truth, because it's what I believe, right? Like I'm gonna figure out my truth. I'm gonna stand on my truth, and if somebody else comes around to me and says that you're wrong, well, I wouldn't say that they have to prove it, and I wouldn't say that anybody has to prove anything to you either. I would say that what you have to do is you have to evaluate. It's called solicited and unsolicited feedback, right? And you should be willing to accept or at least consider the feedback that comes back. And you have to be able to be wrong, you know. But you also, you also have to stand on that, because, like I say, you know that's what your truth is. Practically experienced, I've lived my life, and probably you've lived your life. Well, excuse me, we've all lived our life off of our experiences, off of our day-to-day. So practical experience to me stands for, like, not book learning, but like hands-on learning, right? Like, you've learned your lessons through life by trial and error, right? You don't know the stove is hot until you touch it. You know what I mean? That's practically experienced, and powerful. And well, so that's my point, is that when you learn things practically, like the stove is hot, then that's your truth, and that's what you can stand on, right? Now, somebody might say the stove isn't hot, and until they can show you they can put their hand on it, you know what I mean, you ain't gonna go put your hand on it. But you could be wrong. You see what I'm saying? And if somebody says that you're wrong and you find out that you are, then you have to adult up enough to be like, yeah, I got that little screwy. There's paint on my shirt, by the way. I just realized that when I used to have a painting job. Discipline and focus, I think, is really like the main thing of this. I can achieve my ambitions by my self-discipline. So I say to you that you have to be disciplined in standing on your truth. You have to be disciplined you've learned these things practically, right? You've stuck your hand on the stove and you found out that it burns. And what might be happening here is that somebody or some situation might be challenging you on your practicality, on your self-experience, and on your learning. But the key thing is to stand strong. See, everybody can tell you anything that they want to, but not seeing is believing, because faith allows you to be, where you're seeing is believing. Like you can have it in your heart. You know what I mean? Like you can know. You can know that that what you're standing on is truth. Okay. But like with me, like there was, the discipline part. There was the point in time to where all I had was the paper job, and I was sitting here checking in with you guys and saying, I don't really think that I sat here and whined, but like I was worried about things. I think I made that pretty clear. That I'd be able to make it or not make it, or this would be a big issue or that would be a big issue. But I knew that, number one, I didn't really have a choice but to know, but I knew that what I needed to do was, if I'm not seeing the results out of life that I want, I have to stand on it, and I have to know, you know what I mean? I have to stand on my knowing that I can do better for myself, that I can get further, and that things can be all right. You know what I mean? I have to know that this is, this is the kind of money I want to make. This is the kind of life I want to live, and these are my goals. And then I had to be disciplined enough to move forward with them, is what I would say. And so that being said, I would say to you that what this says is that, number one, you're doing great, right? Just like me, like I say, I'm making just under $200 a day right now. Between $100 and $200 a day is about what I'm making, and like I said, that doesn't include my hourly, but I have to wait until I get paid. And I have a little bit of anxiety around that, but I know that once I do get paid from this job, once I get my first check, everything will be solid. And you could be in a situation to where you're having, not people are questioning you, but you're questioning yourself. You're questioning your own situation, and you have to be disciplined, and you have to stand in, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to accomplish, and this is who I want to be. Okay. You have to stand strong in faith that these things, I don't really know. I mean, I guess this could be partially to do with manifestation, but these things that you have in your mind that you want to accomplish, you have to know that you can accomplish them. You have to faith it. You know, you have to be in your faith, and you have to allow faith to move you, to move your body, to move your mental, to move you and shape you into what it is that, I mean, like, because you know it, right? You know that you can achieve these things. That, like, God once told to me that anything that you can conceive with your imagination is possible, okay? But you have to move forward with faith. So if you want to do spiritual things, you have to use spiritual tools, okay? If you want to do physical things, you have to use physical tools, right? Your hands, your legs, your feet. You got to do these things in order to make these things happen. And so I would tell you, good job, and keep doing what you're doing, because you're sitting here fat and pretty and having a good life, right? You're in your resolve, and nothing's gonna move you. You know. But the biggest thing I would say to you is that, number one, you're experienced and powerful, and instead of allowing, I mean, like, yeah, instead of allowing I wanted to say little shit, but it really is that. It really is little shit that you're allowing to grow into a mountain. It is little shit that you're making a mountain out of a molehill. You know, we all have our worries and our questions about ourselves, and if we can or if we can't. But it really is that. You know, it really is you needing to stand in your faith, and you're already doing that, but you have to continue, right? So like I said, in my case, I still got a whole nother week before I get paid, you know what I mean? But I know God will see me through it, and you have to be strong in that. And what this for me is referring to is that me standing in my faith, and me standing in the, I know I'll make it. Like, I know I'll make it. I know I'm going to wake up tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. And I know that since I wake up with faith, I know that each day will be provided for me in the best way for my growth, but also each day will be provided for me in the best way to take care of what it is that I actually need, okay? Now, I'm not sitting here homeless in a Lamborghini, right? I'm not sitting here homeless in a Mercedes-Benz. I think one of the Mercedes I wanted at one time, and I still think it'd be pretty badass, is the G-Wagon. I love the SUV G-Wagon, right? Like, it's just beautiful to me. Like, I think, like, you know, like, if you become a movie star, you should get a G-Wagon, you know, like that sort of thing. Like, that's, you know, this is coming from a guy who, like, my dream car, I mean, I'm in a Jeep right now. My dream car is a Jeep Wrangler, right? I mean, like, you know, you say whatever you want to about that. I happen to really like Jeep Wranglers, and I love the way they look and everything. The thing that stands out to me about a Mercedes G-Wagon is all the creature comforts you would have inside your car. But this is saying that all those things are attainable, and you're already attaining. So I think that what we all have to do here is we have to sit back and we have to evaluate, because it's important to evaluate where you've come from and realize that now you're sitting here on your throne. Evaluate what the struggles are that you've overcame. Evaluate all the things that have tried to get you down, and realize that even though, like in my case, you know what I mean, I feel like the world done come against me. Even though the world's done come against you, take evaluation of where you are, and then take evaluation of where you want to go to. And if you do those two things, you'll realize that where you are compared to where you were, and what it is that you were afraid of happening, is two completely different places you've already accomplished, and you're already here. And that should be, or I'm here to tell you, that's just further proof that you will go on to attain all the things you want to go on and attain. All your dreams, I think that's what I'm gonna call this. All of your dreams will come true so long as you stand strong in your discipline of faith. That's what I would say. So I love you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. And I'm gonna try to do this thing daily, so I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, love y'all. Later.